Hey everyone, Coach Pearson here again for another Technique Tuesday. This time I'm at home and we're talking about meal prep. Now I know everybody's diet's different, everyone has things they like and they don't like. So this is just a video on how I get ready, and hopefully it gives you some sort of insights and for your diet in a way that can make your life more efficient, because making all your food for the week in one day saves you a ton of time, all that setup time, all that cleanup time. It's all just done in one session, so it can actually free up a lot of time during your week. It actually helps you really stay consistent, which is huge when it comes to your diet and good nutrition. I'm going to start off by taking you through what I've done for myself this week. And I typically don't actually meal prep my breakfast because of my intermittent fasting diet. I find it actually much easier to make my meals on the fly for my first meal of the day, that being breakfast, even though I don't eat till 12. I typically have that right after I work out. So what I have is a very protein, carbohydrate dense meal that's got a lot of calories in it and is typically my most calorically dense meal of the day. One of the main things that I do for my breakfast is I like to have smoothies, because I find I can pack a lot of really good stuff in them that's super easy, really quick, and if I have to, I can have it on the go. So what I like to have in my smoothies is start off scoop of protein, some egg whites, a cup of berries. I like to fill the rest up with some almond milk, and then I finally like to have a little tablespoon of peanut butter in there just to add a little bit of flavor. Gives you some good fat, some good protein, good carbs to get you running for your day. The other breakfast meal I like to have are cottage cheese protein pancakes. Yeah, I'm not kidding. It's real cottage cheese. The cottage cheese is great because it keeps the pancakes really moist, because typically with protein pancakes they become very dense and they're kind of almost like eating a cookie. So it's 1 cup of cottage cheese, 1 cup of oats, and then a scoop of protein. Okay, add a little baking powder to lighten it up, and cinnamon to taste. You can add toppings, whatever you want. Frozen berries. If you have some low-calorie syrup, that's good too. Sometimes I like to spread peanut butter on my pancakes just to get those good fats in again. Another thing that I like to do is I like to juice. So this delicious-looking drink that you see right here is one of the juices that I made this week. This has, if I remember correctly, 4 apples, 4 oranges, some spinach, some kale, and I think we put in about 12 carrots to make all 4 of these juices. And they're a great source of nutrients, very nutrient dense, because all that water has been taken out of the fruit and the vegetables, and you just get pure nutrients. Moving on to lunch and dinner. I'm not going to cook for you today because I've already done a bunch of that, so I'm just going to show you, and it's not overly interesting anyway. I like to keep things cheap and simple. So what I usually get is organic, hormone-free, free run, all that kind of good stuff, blue menu, whatever you can think of. And what I bought this week is turkey burgers and chicken breast. So as you can see, I've got 6 of each. So that's 12 lunches and dinners throughout the week. It should last me up until next week. And what I usually like to combine that with is lunchtime. I have a few more carbohydrates, from like grains or things like quinoa, black beans, things of that nature, a little bit of rice. And then for dinner, I try to stick strictly to the protein source and veggies. Lots and lots of veggies, really trying to fill myself up. I've got 1 chicken breast here for each of my dinners. That's not really enough to fill me up. Typically people might eat 2. What I try to do is avoid eating that second chicken breast and really filling up the rest of these containers with as many veggies as I can. And if there's any sort of leftover room in there, I like to throw a little salad with some spinach and a very light vinegar-based dressing. So what I have for you here is some of my veggie and grain options that I really enjoy. I have some green beans and some butternut squash. If you read my blog, I talked about how the combination of green beans and butternut squash is really good, because you get the high fiber of the green beans that brings down the GI load from the butternut squash and creates a really good balance, so that energy that you're putting into your system is going through your system slowly. It's not a huge spike that you get all of a sudden and then you're crashing for the rest of the day. It's a nice smooth delivery throughout the day. In terms of grains, I have this mix here. It's quinoa, black beans, rice, and peppers. Tastes really good. It's super easy. It's all from frozen. I just find that super convenient. I know a lot of people prefer fresh. I'm not too fussed about that kind of thing. I find cooking from frozen really convenient and really easy, and I honestly not too fussed about the taste difference. And as always, Old Faithful, the spinach, I pretty much put that in everything. I know some people say bacon's the duct tape of the kitchen. I actually say spinach is the duct tape of the kitchen. All right, everybody, I'm just going to show you a little bit of the cooking that I'm doing right now. Just prepping my veggies for the rest of the week. So what we have here in the frying pan is my butternut squash and my green beans. And then I was a little bit light on the green beans, so I decided to throw in a little mix of these veggies. Got some corn, some beans, some peppers, some carrots, everything mixed up in there. So I'll just fill that out in my container to make sure I'm good, large amount of veggies in all my meals, especially at dinner time. Just a little bit of flavor, what I like to add. A little bit of garlic powder, nothing too crazy, not too much. Just a little hint. A little bit of seasoning salt. Again, even lighter just because of the nature of the salt. Don't want too much of that. And then this is a little mix that's called sweet mesquite. And I like just add a little bit of that too. Not overdoing it, but you know, just adding a little bit of flavor to the veggies. Okay, everybody, so here we have the finished product. We've got 6 meals here. Lots of veggies, good protein from the turkey burgers, and these are all ready to go for me for the rest of the week. This took no time to do it all. You can do it in the morning and evening, on Sundays, whenever I have a couple hours of free time. And like I said before, you know, it's one setup, one cleanup, as opposed to multiple setups and cleanups for multiple meals on multiple days. Just put these away in the fridge, warm up when you need them, and you're good to go. Just before we finish up, I want to say that this is what I like to do. I know some people might look at these meals and be like, oh, like that's not a lot of food, like I'd be starving all the time. For me personally, right now I'm in a phase where I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight, trying to lean up, get ready for rugby. So this is what I'm doing as part of that. I'm still eating quite frequently. There's still snacks, which we haven't talked about yet, and you know, protein shakes and pre-workout supplements and things like that. So do what works for you. The meal prep is just sort of a method of doing that. Just, you know, plan it all out for your week. Think about the meals you want to have, what needs to be a part of those meals, and just plan it all out and hammer it all out just in one day, and you'll be good to go. Thanks a lot for watching. Check us out on Facebook. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, and I'll see you guys next week.